There's a lot of men, yeah, I may have wanted a child, you don't know. I may have had a child with a girl and she may have got pregnant. I may have wanted it. I'm not saying I wanted it, but it could have happened, right? And she could have aborted that child, had no say in it. So therefore, don't you think that men should be able to have financial abortion? If a woman has the right to choose, my body, my choice, don't you think the man should be my wallet, my choice?
So, okay, cool.
In today's video, we've got stories about single moms cheating on that new guy in their life, men wanting financial abortions, and women staging party holiday sting operations. So let's get into the mess.
But I'm a woman, so you're telling me something that I'm telling you is not true. I look at myself as an alpha female. The reason I'm not bigger, I'm not stronger. Lord knows I can't wait till an alpha male comes in my life and takes over. I'm an alpha female because I am the head of my household. So how a man would be a head of his household and run things, I have to do that until a man comes in and does that. Yes, I am an alpha. The bills are paid by me. My kids are taken care of by me. I run everything that goes on in my life and my children's life to a T. Nothing does not move unless it moves through me. I'm an alpha female. I'm in the working field. I'm competitively in the working field.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm not beneath any.
I don't know. I don't think she's using the term alpha correctly at all. While being able to manage your household and take care of your kids is a good thing, it doesn't necessarily mean you're an alpha. For me, an alpha would be somebody who can command a room, someone who can inspire complete strangers to follow them because they have faith in their leadership skills. And I don't think solely being able to take charge in your home qualifies, especially when it's just her and the kids. I remember watching a video a while ago, and they had a group of dudes in a room who all thought they were alpha males. At least I think that's what the premise was. Anyway, some of these dudes were loud and boastful and started to show off even more when they introduced a woman into the mix. But it quickly became apparent who the true leader was when they added a fake bear and they all thought their lives were at risk. And it wasn't the guys with all the bark who stepped up, which reminds me of this woman in the video. While she might be competent, I'm not yet convinced that she's someone I'd consider to possess alpha traits. And while there weren't many, the guys in the comments felt the same way. Mama, those are responsibilities. Is she explaining being an independent adult, or am I missing something? You're a baby mama that takes care of her kids. Congratulations. To no surprise, the women who commented were pretty much all backing up what she had to say. So it's pretty clear that for the most part, men and women just aren't viewing the term alpha in the same way.
This is narcissism. This dilemma is narcissism.
Okay.
Right. I'm dealing with a bipolar man and it makes me sick. First, he dated me for 2 months and he opened his home to me and my 3 kids. Yeah. Yeah. We moved out of my mum's house and into his townhome. I registered my kids in his school district. He gave me a spare room to braid hair and earn money.
I don't know why this
Yeah, man. We had a fun, loving vibe. I know he loves me and adores my kids, but I made one mistake and he threw us all out. My side dude stopped by to get his braids done and to borrow some money. I also gave him a quick BJ. I didn't know there was a camera in my braiding room or I wouldn't have slipped up like that. I apologized, but Mr. Bipolar switched up on me and threw me and the kids out and all of our things in the front yard. I took what I could fit into the Uber. I can't believe how he snapped and turned on us like that. What relationship red flags did I miss? I'm so scared to be vulnerable with a man again. Advice.
She's fucking crazy. If this was the other way round, the tweets,
Bro.
the comments, the replies will be through
Bro.
the roof.
He's not lying. If a guy was telling this story, he'd be getting called every name under the sun. But to do that to someone who welcomed her and her kids into his home is insane to me. If she wasn't that into him, why bother move in to begin with? But we all know it's because she most likely saw this guy as a means to an end, someone to provide for her and her kids, nothing more.
You think at 30 years old, $4 grand a month is like a substantial amount of money. We're not going to be aligned frequently. We're just,
So what is the, give me the figures.
Hold up, what is this woman talking about? If you live in the UK and you're making over $40,000 a year, you're in the top 20% of earners, and the average is sitting around the $30,000 mark. So right off the bat, a lot of guys are invisible to her.
There's no figure. I said
No, because
ideally,
$4 grand a month is all right.
As long as you have a comfortable life, your head's right, you're a good person. Do you know what I mean? You've got like you can't. I won't date someone that lives at home with their mum and dad.
I hear that.
Because I'm like, we're grown-ups, you know, let's be grown-ups.
I don't think I know anyone that makes $6,000 a month and it's not illegal. Unless it's Chunks or one of them, man.
No, they make way more than that for a start.
Nah, but I don't know the man there that's going to work in a suit. My brethren works in Coral, bro. Paddy Power.
But I didn't ask how you made your money. I asked, do you make money?
So you don't even care if he's so you don't care how he makes the money?
I don't judge.
If you were dating this woman and making your money illegally, you can bet your ass that the moment you get caught, she's dropping you and moving on to the next. Since she doesn't care about how a guy makes his money, it says a lot about her moral standards and what she might be willing to do to make that extra penny.
It's a dangerous woman.
I don't judge.
This is a dangerous woman.
I would like you to have a stable career, like ideally, but also if you do what you need to do, it's not a business.
But where's the line though?
Well, you can't just be a little bummy person that just sells drugs all day. There's the line.
Yeah, but what if those drugs get him $10,000 a month?
I don't care.
You don't care?
No, too much risk.
Okay, so she does care about how the money's being made. Or is she just saying that because she knows this shit's on camera? Anyway, while we all know that women look for men who are able to provide, you don't want to start building a life with someone who only sees you as a walking wallet, because I promise you, it won't end well.
I'm back on the lounger, pretending to be drunk and alone. Two men walk over. One of them approaches me.
Hey, are you good? Sorry? Are you good?
Oh, fine.
Oh, do you want to talk a little bit?
Huh?
Do you want to talk a little bit? No kiss. You are my last chance. Do you want to kiss a little bit?
You are my last chance is a crazy thing to say. And the way they have this guy's voice distorted makes it sound even more ominous.
No.
The guy leaves. I think he's giving up. But instead, he goes to talk to another man.
Vamos.
The first guy lets this third man know that I am drunk and then calls out to someone else. I stop the undercover because I'm genuinely scared. Despite being sober and surrounded by crew, I don't know how many of these men there are. I signal for security to get me out.
See, when it comes to this type of thing, I'd always tell people to be aware of where you are, because there are always people out there who'll take advantage of you if they see an opportunity. Magaluf is one of the top party destinations in Spain, and with alcohol pretty much on tap, you can't imagine the shit that's going down there when it's party season. And while the grapist should always shoulder the blame, if one of my loved ones was going out there for a holiday, I'd always tell them, don't drink too much, don't wander off on your own, and be mindful about what's going on around you.
How many fucking times does a girl have to say that she wants it rough, okay? I'm not talking like, I'm talking like, you know, I'm just like fucking drool. You know what I mean? I want it rough, okay? Rough, motherfucker.
While I was watching this, I was half expecting the police to come knocking on my door. If I was meeting a woman like this for the first time, or maybe even a casual partner, I'd be kind of reluctant to indulge her needs. And if you're a man of means, you should be even more cautious because it only takes one accusation to flip your whole world upside down. When checking out the comments on this video, there were a few people making mention of Trevor Bauer, and if you don't already know what the situation is with him, let's get you caught up.
Glenn and Lou, the Cy Young Award winner, appears to be exiled from Major League Baseball following multiple sexual assault allegations. But in a video online, Trevor Bauer is asking what more can he do to prove he's innocent now that one of his accusers is facing serious jail time for extortion and fraud.
Even though cases of false rape accusations may be rare, when they do happen, they can be devastating, and more often than not, the guy never truly recovers from it.
A woman who accused former Dodgers pitcher Trevor Bauer of sexual assault has been charged with fraud in Arizona. A grand jury indictment unsealed Monday accuses Darcy Adana Esmonu of fraud and theft by extortion against Bauer and another man. Esmonu sued Bauer, saying he raped her and got her pregnant in 2020. Bauer says she demanded money to terminate the pregnancy, but later said she had a miscarriage.
Anyway, you get the point. These sorts of false accusations do happen. Guys have to be careful about the types of women they sleep with and the kind of things they get up to behind closed doors because it could come back to bite you in the ass.
Women have the final say, because realistically, I always say right now, if I get pregnant for someone that I am not married to, Father forgive me, but we know Wagwan, because I'm not having another kid.
But if you have it, that means you wanted it.
No, absolutely. And then, and so...
Can I ask you a question? If women can have an abortion based upon that, and they don't care about men's feelings, don't you think men should be able to have a financial abortion?
This whole financial abortion thing is something I've thought about myself in the past, and I honestly wonder what the results of something like this would actually be if it became common practice. While it's not something I'd do myself, I do think men should have the option to walk away if they don't want to have a child, because men have no say over whether the woman in question should get rid of it or not. That said, if he does make that choice, just like an actual abortion, it should be final. So there's no coming back into the kid's life 15 years down the road if he has a change of heart. Of course, there are a lot of people against this idea, and on Wikipedia, they say this. Paper abortion has met opposition by those who see it as an excuse for men to shirk their responsibilities as a father. Critics say that men should use birth control, either contraception or sterilization, or practice abstinence if they want to avoid the financial and personal responsibilities of fatherhood. As far as I can tell, there isn't a single country that has passed a law like this, and honestly, I can't see it happening anytime soon.
Hold on a second. If you can hold on a second. If I want a child, if I get you pregnant and I want the child and you don't want the child based upon wherever in your life, you just said you're going to do what you have to go and do, abort the mission, I
didn't say abort the mission. I said we're going to talk to
You're
God,
going to abort the mission, okay? But guess what? You don't care about my feelings. You don't care that I may have wanted to be a father. You don't care, innit, So you abort the mission, cool, innit, But then, let's say I don't want the child and you want the child, Hold on a second, hold on a second.
Wait, because if you don't want the child, should you be allowed to step back?
No, I'm saying something. I'm showing the hypocrite. I'm saying, there's a lot of men, I may have wanted a child. You don't know. I may have had a child with a girl and she may have got pregnant. I may have wanted it. I'm not saying I wanted it, but it could have happened, right? And she could have aborted that child, had no say in it. So therefore, don't you think that men should be able to have financial abortion? If a woman has the right to choose, my body, my choice, don't you think the man should be my wallet, my choice?
So, okay, cool.
Is it just me, or did it sound like this is something he's been wanting to get off his chest for a while?
Perfect. I've had this conversation with someone before. She had a child. The guy told her from the jump, I don't want this kid. If you keep this kid, I'm not going to be involved. She decided to keep the kid. When the child was born, he maintained. He has stood 10 toes on what he said. And I have said to her, whilst I still think he's a waste man. Because that's his blood. Aside from her, that's your bloodline. Aside from however you feel about your baby mom, it will never change the fact that that's your bloodline. So that's fine. I still agree that he said from the beginning that's
you do realize there's a certain amount.
That doesn't take away the fact that I still feel like he's
there's
waste.
a certain amount of attachment that men get to women.
To the baby.
So I want you guys to understand, like. Stop putting semen and bus and you trying to think that means something. A man busts inside of you, he does not attach that to the child, okay? I want you to understand this. Now, traditionally, having a child outside of wedlock, they would have called you a whore, they would have called those kids bastards. This is what it is, and this is what it's still called now. That's what I grew up to, right? Okay, cool. So what we're doing right now is we're calling people baby mothers and single mothers, but people could be saying a lot worse, but we're not doing that. What you want to do is this. I'll be honest with women. Marriage protects women, okay? Because you guys initiate divorce and, you get most of everything. The kids go with you and, suicide rates and men's depression, all these things, right? So if you want to be protected, what women, you don't want child support, you want spousal support and alimony. The problem is you become baby moms, not you per se, but I'm saying they become baby. Having a child with someone is equal to be married to them. It's the same thing, okay? It's the exact same thing. In actual fact, you're connected straight away. So if you're willing to give a man a child, you might as well secure the ring, because if you decide to leave, at least now he has to pay for you. What you're doing is you're finessing yourself out of what was actually good. Now you're getting child support. Child support don't mean nothing. That's a couple bills. That's not going to change your life. And if your man is self-employed, just forget about that. You know what I mean? So why I try to put onus on the woman is because I look at women. Women are the prize. Women have always been the prize. But you don't become the prize when you allow bare man to start unwrapping the prize and passing it around.
That's one thing I'll never be able to understand. Why does it seem like so many women are ready to have a child for a guy who has no intention of committing to them? And not only that, they'll then expect the next guy they meet to take on the emotional and financial responsibility of raising that child. Getting married to someone doesn't mean your relationship's for sure going to last for the rest of your life, which is actually pretty rare these days, but at least there's a good shot at giving the child some real stability. Providing the woman chooses a guy that's worth a damn, of course. Down in the comments, people were pretty heated about this whole thing. That's one of the many double standards that women benefit from. Just take the L, because that would never happen for men to be allowed to walk away from the pregnancy. And this person was like, I'm annoyed with these simp podcasts. Why did he not address her for calling the man a waste man, but never address a woman aborting a waste woman? And you know what? I was thinking the same thing. While a guy might be a deadbeat dad for abandoning his child, personally, that's much better than outright killing it. And lastly, someone said this. I hear what he's getting at, but you being there for the child isn't about the woman's feelings. It's the responsibility that you owe the child. While I get what this last person's trying to say, it still doesn't compare to not giving the child a chance at life at all. If a man's a deadbeat for not wanting to be there for his kid, a woman's a deadbeat for getting rid of it. But that's not how people see it for some reason. But yeah, that brings us to the end of today's video, guys. And be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments.